Hi, my name is Chris Richardson, and I am the office manager, in-house magician, the chef, and a bunch of other stuff. Depends on the day. Here, we wear a lot of hats, literally. Oh, the last movie I watched. Ooh, I don't actually remember. Last night I watched Chicago, the musical. I hadn't watched it in a long time, and it's pretty great. Queen Latifah kind of kills it in that movie. I have been in the arts since I was a little kid. I went to an art school growing up, but other than that, I kind of got out of the arts because I decided I wanted to make money, which is a stupid reason to get out of the arts. So I decided to go into culinary, which I thought would be a good bridge. This kind of combination of both doing things that are artistic, like cooking, and also substantial pay. But turns out the bad sides of cooking go alongside with the good sides of cooking. You might make more money, but you're also going to be a lot more miserable. I'd worked as a chef for a long time, and really enjoyed it, but wanted to get away from that kind of daily grind and away from things that weren't artistic, and wanted to get into it.
Chris, again, just kind of appears at my door on accident. Somebody referred him here who's new in San Francisco. He just wanted me to refer him to a theater company.
I came over to his house, which when I got in here I thought he was insane for how crazy this place was. And a couple minutes into our conversation, the two of us, the doorbell rings. And it was a couple from the UK on their last day in San Francisco who wanted to see this kind of magical place. And Greg said, why don't I show you around? Why don't you come with me, Chris? I said, okay. So we did the tour, and the tour takes about 4 hours. I cried by the end of it. I felt this whole emotional release. And at the end of the tour, Gregangelo said, well, we never really had our conversation. We never really got to connect about how I could help you in the arts. He said, come back tomorrow. Came back the next day, and 5 minutes into conversation, the doorbell rings. It was a couple from the UK on their last day in San Francisco. And he looked at me and said, there's some sort of serendipity here. I'm not sending you anywhere else. You need to be right here. If you quit your job today, you can have a job. That's how I got my job. Working with Gregangelo is like working with a giant child in the best ways. There is no limit to his imagination. There is no limit to how far he will push you. There's no limit to how loud he can speak or energetic he can go. And those limitations as humans have made us less connected to ourselves. We impose those limits as we get older. Gregangelo lives his entire life without those limits. I would say my biggest contribution to this place is ideas. Since I'm running a major portion of the tours these days, I see the place in a different way. I see it through the eyes of the spectators, through the eyes of the audience coming into it. So oftentimes I'll think of something in the middle of a tour and be like, wow, I wish we had this. And I'll say to Greg, is there any way we could build this? And then he does. We're building a mirror room in one of the rooms because I kind of had the imagination for it. What leading the tours means to me is this amazing ability to express myself in a brand new way, in a way that I've never expressed myself before.
My name is Nicole Stefano. Oh my god, what was the last movie I watched? I watched Chicago, the musical.
Queen Latifah kind of kills it in that movie.
Like the 20s with the murder, I like that. It's a musical. I moved to San Francisco to go to San Francisco State, and I needed a job. I just got out of an office job, and I absolutely hated working in an office behind a desk because I'm an artist, and that's just not where I wanted to be. So I did a Google search within a 2-mile radius, and Velocity was on there, and they had this weird circusy, performance-y aspect to their website. So I emailed them and didn't expect a response at all. And Chris called me 6 hours later, I think, and was like, yeah, we have a job. Come in for lunch on Tuesday. And I came in for lunch on Tuesday, and Greg pretty much just went, you showed up, that's a sign, so you have the job. I sat for a month, just kind of taking in what everyone was doing and taking notes. I listened to every conversation, worked a couple events, and started making videos for them. Videos about the house, documenting their events. I do some of their photography, and yeah, it's just evolved from there. My history with the arts, my entire life. My mom's family is dance and theater and singing, and I did theater, and I did musical theater specifically, and I've just painted. I've done everything pretty much that you can do, and if I haven't done it yet, I will. Lately I've been working on a project that requires me to just sit and cut things out and glue them together. So that's what I've been doing. And if I'm not doing that, I'm cleaning something or editing a video or whatever Greg tells me to do. What am I most proud of? I have done 2 abstract videos for Greg that I actually am really proud of and would like for my own personal use. And I painted 2 masks. I painted 2 masks for a costume where they were like a rope that's all covered in blacklight paint, and I thought they turned out really well. I think what makes this house special is every single inch of the house has been touched and made into art. Just like the whole community of the thing has been great.